Hey everyone, back again here. I'm going to continue here on abstract classes and abstract functions within those classes, along with how to use a static class in your for future reference. Because static classes work a little bit different than classes. You don't actually have to define the class into a variable to be able to call from it. Instead, you can instantly just call whatever the name of the class is and the name of that function inside that class that's static. So to start off, I'm going to actually show you the static, and then we're going to head over onto the abstract. So, start off here with my basic page like normal. We're gonna make just a simple class here. Just a class. We're gonna name it static. Static helper. And we're gonna go down here. We're just gonna make a static class. So we're gonna go public static function. And what do we want our function name? Since we're going to make it a helper, I guess a random number. It's going to be our random number generator. Actually, we're just going to make it random in general. So, random number. We're just going to go, okay, so we're just going to do num equals random 0 to 3. And I'll explain a little bit of what's going on in here. I haven't gone over this, and I'll be going over this in the next tutorial, is a switch. Switches are great, especially if you don't know what the output's going to be instead of writing 1,000 ifs. 0, return dog, break, case 1. 10, break. Let's bring that down the line here. And case 2, return hope. Sorry, here's just taking me a little bit to write this out for you. And finally, we're just going to go default. Return 25. Alright. So, a little bit of what this function is going to do is we're going to call random from the static helper. It's going to generate a random number from 0 to 3. From there, it's going to hit the switch, which as you can see, I set my value of my num, which is the random number that's generated. From that switch, depending on what the number is, so if it's 0, my case of 0 is going to return dog to me. If my case is 1, and it's going to return 10 to me. And so on and so on. Default means if it's not any of the cases above, instantly do this. Just a little bit of a switch rundown there. Okay. And now let's just call our function here, just to kind of show you how that static function works. So we're going to go echo my static, and I can't spell it today, static value is space, dedupe. Now we're going to call static helper. This time, instead of doing an arrow to point to that function, you actually do the double dots twice. And as you can see, it pops up what my function is in Dreamweaver. Depending on what program you're using, it might not pop up. And I have my function random. This allows me saying I want to call from the parent and then what is inside that parent. So in this case, static helper is my parent, and then what's inside of it is random, my static function I have inside. You cannot do this with non-static functions, just so you know. Okay, and instead of ending that real quick, let's set a BR here so I don't have to worry about this later. So, I just refresh that. Let's go to our browser here. Refresh. Basic H. My static value is dog. So if I refresh it again, my static value is still dog. I got hope. So, since I have a little bit of a smaller range of numbers, it's easier to get the same one multiple times. And I keep on getting dog. It likes my dog. But if I keep on refreshing, sooner or later I'll get all of them here. And I already hit the 25. I don't think I got 10 yet. There's 10. Okay. So, as you can see, that's my random static function. Now, the next thing you can do is abstract functions. Now, abstract functions are nice to have. So, we're going to actually just make that a little bit below our static class, since I want all my classes at the top so I can call them farther down the page here. So, we're going to go abstract class. We're just going to name this abstract helper. I'm not going to set a dash in this one. Alright, so it's just like a normal function. You can add public, you can add private, you can add protected. But one of the other things with extract classes is you can have extract functions in it. So that means whatever is extending, like I showed in the how to extend off of a class. So you had your primary class, and then you made another class that extended off the primary. That means you have to define something if you have an extract in it. You cannot have something defined for it. And to kind of show you that here, I'm going to go extract public function dog. So, we're just going to go sound, actually. Sound. So, what I just did is I defined a function, but I'm not setting anything into it. That's what extract does. That means whenever it's extended, somebody has to make a function for it. Now, I can always go here and go public. Oops, I can't type. Public function describe. And then I can just easily go return describing a dog. Okay, so I just made my extract. I have the extract class, which allows me to have an extract function in it. From there, I have a public function, which is called describe. Now, if I just refresh my page here, nothing should happen. Nothing, other than my random keeps on changing numbers. Now, I want to extend off of this extract. So we're going to make one more function. Class dog extends. And we're going to extend abstract helper. So we go there. Okay, so I just made this function. And if I refresh, boom, I get an error. This is because right here I have my extract function called sound. When it's extract, I don't define anything for it. I make it where whatever extends off of me will have to define this function. In this case, dog contains an extract method. So as you can see right here, it says extract helper sound has not been defined. And it has not. I just made the class to show you that there's an error here. So now we're forced to make a function for it. And that's great for if you're trying to make sure when you expand, you have the same values or the same functions over and over again. Especially if you're using building your own system. Having the same functions and calling them the same way is pretty useful, especially if you need to do a where or get these certain values or get a list. It's very helpful. So I'm just going to go here and we're going to go public function, and I named it sound, right? And right now our class is called dog. So after we define that, we're just going to return dog, or return wolf in this case. Woof. I'm not saying exclamation. Yeah, some emphasis on there. So let's go back here and see if our error disappeared. Our error is gone. So I hit the one method that was required in our class above, our extract class, and that was sound. Now, I have describe here. Do I need to do anything for describe? No. But there is another thing I haven't shown you that you can do. You can actually extend off of describe. You can do something like this. Public function describe. So I'm going to override the primary function up there. And I'm just going to actually just return it. So I can go parent. Oops, I did that wrong. No, I didn't. Okay, parent, the double dots again, since I'm calling from the primary to whatever its function is. So in this case, our parent's going to be our abstract helper. So in there I have describe and sound. Sound we already described. We don't have to worry about it because it's abstract, it's required. Now, describe isn't. It's already there, it's already defined. We can override this. So I can grab describe here. And right now we already know what it says, describing a dog, right? So we're going to extend that. Describing a dog that barks. So all we did is called the primary function, had whatever it returned, and then we included on top of that. Sorry about that noise. From there, now we can just call all of what we have. So I'm going to go down here and go echo. We have, let's go with sound first. So we're going to go dog. I have nothing defined for this, so this won't work. What I'm missing is actually defining a variable for it. So we're going to go dog is equal to new dog. And in that, then I can go here and go dog for it. And then I can go, we're going to go grab the sound. Doop, woof. And then we're going to go echo br. This is describing a dog, right? So dog / describe. So now if I refresh the page, I should get my static value, whatever is the random value comes up. I should have the sound of woof, and then I should have this is, and then whatever my lines are, which is describing a dog that barks. Refresh. There you go. My static value is 10. I said woof. This is describing a dog that barks. And I can actually add more than one abstract function. I can add multiple here. And it'll cause the same error until I define it. Here I can go function cat. Or meow. Let's go meow. So if I refresh again, I'm going to throw up with an error. Nothing on the page will load because this is an error. I need to make another function for it. So public function meow. Return. And I'm not doing anything special in here. I'm just doing basic returns to kind of show you how to extract and static kind of work here for you. Return a cat meows. Okay. There's one thing I don't think I've shown any of you how to do, and I'm going to actually do this here. So I'm going to go to single quotes. I usually use double quotes because I don't have to run into this, but sometimes you'll still run into this. So single quotes, this is the same thing for double quotes. As you can tell, my thing highlights oddly. This turns black and the rest is red. That's because I have so many quotes. I started with a single quote, I ended with a single quote, and then I have another single quote. To bypass this, because you basically are needing a quote inside the text, you have to do a backslash in front of the quote that doesn't count as the ending quote or single quote. So when I do that, everything turns back to normal. This is just making sure that you don't define something and have it override. This is another way of exploits in your code, is people setting quotes in when you use a quote, and then from there it just sometimes you can get code back from it. You can see what they have on the back end. That's how people exploit systems sometimes. So another thing to keep in mind. That's why we're going to learn about HTML stripping and strip slashes and all that for you. But for right now, I'm just going to continue on extract classes here. So now if I go here, refresh, my error's gone, never used meow. So we're just going to do one more here. Echo. Add another BR. And we're going to go dog meow. Now why would my dog have meow? Doesn't make sense here. But I just wanted to show you that you have more than one abstract function in here. If I go refresh, a cat meows. Now I can also go abstract class equals extract helper, which extends my primary class of static helper. So if I refresh here, there's no error still. I can actually go down here. Let's do one more echo. Okay. And we can actually call dog, do the double dots, and call random. Because I'm just extending. My extract helper extends off my primary class, which doesn't have anything extracting other than a static, which I can call without defining the class into a variable. Then from there I have my dog which calls the extract helper, which it requires some things, which already requires them and does it. From there I can just call dog and random. I didn't even have to define it. So you can still have static classes inside your class even though it's extract. It's just that when you ever use extract, you can have extract classes which are required in the class that's going to be using this. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Message me, like, and I hope you have a good one. Thank you. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a comment or like below. If you want to keep up with all activities on the channel, click subscribe. And if you would like to watch another video, there's some videos listed down below here. And thanks for watching.